This is the new Kraab Gipps shadow profile. It's the second variation of the profile. It is somewhat modernized on the technical level, but in terms of operation, it has all the same features. The difference is purely technological. The functionality of the shadow profile, as in previous versions, is reduced to the fact that we must provide an even, correct shadow gap around the perimeter of the ceiling in order for us to aesthetically match the ceiling and wall planes. Let's say we have a ceiling and a wall of a contrasting color. Let's say we have some kind of embossed wall. In this case, our belief is that the most technological, the most aesthetically correct way is to make a gap between them, make it flat, beautiful, and then everything will look good in the complex. This profile solves the problem of technological and quick installation of the shadow gap and reduces the importance of the human factor. We noted that in the first two versions very often there is a violation of the technology of installation of the ceiling, because we have a shelf for the temporary fixing of self-tapping screws, and very often these self-tapping screws were already left to us. Thus, we have merged the plane of the ceiling with the wall. We decided to eliminate the possibility of this by simply getting rid of the shelf. That is, now the installers who carry out installation work, the ceiling will always be separated from the wall, which will allow it to compensate for these linear expansions. The profile itself is knitted to the plasterboard battens, which hangs on hangers, and in no case knitted to the wall. The second advantage of this particular version, it allows us to work with attic ceilings. This is when we have a ceiling adjacent to the wall is not at an angle of 90 degrees, but at some other angle. And in this case, we have more technological work with it. The profile is delivered assembled just like this. This is an aluminum profile, unpainted, and this is an additional damper which just allows you to compensate for linear expansion, including expansion which go towards the wall. It is available in two versions for drywall thicknesses of 12.5 millimeters or 15 millimeters. One of the most important additional products to this system are the technological maps, in which we have tried to maximize the detail of all technical requirements, regulations, sequence of work. They allow installers, installation organizations to understand how to work with this product, what rules to follow, and what technical requirements are set for this solution. We highly recommend that you familiarize yourself with this document before you start installing this profile. The profile is used by installation companies that carry out complex renovation of premises and objects. We sell this profile through our dealer network. It is quite extensive. Helsinki, Brussels, other cities. And it is constantly expanding. As always, you can see the current list on our website in the section Dealer Contacts and find the nearest and most convenient dealer supplier. You can read more about the aesthetic component of this solution in our catalog. There are examples of interiors, examples of use on live objects, and a little more detailed information which will be more useful probably to a designer, such as, for example, 3D models or DWG models of this profile. For installers, more useful will be a video is technical, how it is put, what are the nuances, fly hacks. We will leave a link to this technical video in the description under this video.